In this video, I'm going to show you how to put together this darling candle block. It's the beginning of a series of a block a week that I'm going to do. Very simple, and we're just doing a $1 download. And I think you'll want to subscribe because we have some really cute little blocks coming that are going to be very affordable and can be done with your scraps. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, begin by making all of your dimensional pieces, and we've shown this in previous videos, but you Xerox your pattern and then you place it on 2 pieces of fabric that are right side together and thin polyester bonded batting. Then you're going to sew on the solid line, cut on the dash line, and remove the paper, and then turn them all right side out. Now on some of these pieces, this solid line goes all the way around, and so you're going to sew all the way around and then remove the paper, trim it on the dash line, remove the paper, and then you're going to just cut 1 layer of fabric and turn that unit right side out and then press it, and then you can whip stitch the opening closed. You know, kind of work with it on all your turn pieces that your edges are right out to the stitching and they look rounded and neat, or whatever shape they're to be. And then we'll put the quilt together. Now we're going to start paper piecing the 2 sections that will, after they're all done, we'll put the 2 together to finish our candle. And we did 1 being the candle color, 2 background, and then 3 and 4 background, and then we're going to machine baste where the leaves go into the seam, and we're going to do that on this bottom part as well, background, and then machine baste where the leaves go into the seam. And then what happens is that basting is a little hard to see here because I used matching thread, but you can see it here. Then what I do is I take 2 of my leaves. There are 2 sizes, a large and a small, and the small part goes on the top and the bottom, the larger part is on the bottom. And so we're gonna I basted them right on the very edge so that when I put this leaf into the seam, and so a 1/4 inch seam, that stitching won't show, but I'm going to place it along the basting, so it is a 1/4 inch past the line. Then I'm going to take another piece of background fabric, place it right side down along that edge, turn it over, and sew that whole line. Then I'll trim the extra out of the seam. This will fold back, and then the 2 sides of the leaf will open up like that. And I'm going to do that on both sides of this candle part and both sides of the lower part. Now I left this untrimmed right here to show you something. The seam is not trimmed. And in quilting, you always press the dark to the light because you'll get a little shadow of the fabric. And being that this is a darker color, when I paper piece, the seam, it can't be pressed because the paper's in the way, it can't be pressed to the dark. And so there's a little trick I like to do where I'll take and I'll undercut the dark so that it is smaller than the lighter fabric, and then it covers and you won't get that shadow. So that's just a little trick. Okay, we're going to put the leaves on, foundation piece around the leaves with the other fabric, cut it out on the outside dash line, and we'll show you what that looks like. Now we've put our 2 pieces together, and we've blind stitched our little candle drips and flame with the open side that we turned it with down. Then we're putting in some little berries, and those are so easy. You cut your circles, and with double thread, hand baste or gather around the outer edge. And then the trick to these is to really overstuff them. So as tight as you can, stuff that batting in there and pull the gathers around the batting, and then go back and forth across that opening with your thread so that it's really, really secure. And then with the open side down, we just blind stitch or catch the berries, and you let it crown around to where it's touching the fabric, and then just hand stitch those down. And then we put a border on, and it just turns out darning. This is the first of a series. We're going to do a block a week, and they're just going to be $1. You can put this in a bigger quilt, little Christmas symbols, or just wall hanging, and I think you'll have fun with these. They're going to be simple and can be done with your scraps, and I hope you enjoy this.